memory card in there?
Do you have a card in there this time?
Yeah. A good one? Or you still got that corrupt one?
Listen.
Just make sure you replace the battery.
Do you hear it?
The battery's replaced.
Brandel said he thinks of me as a father and he's coming here. Dad.
It didn't work out for fucking Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader.
But I love
Or
Brandel.
Han Solo.
Definitely didn't work out for Han Solo.
Spoiler alert.
But Darth Vader didn't like Han Solo.
No, of course not.
But
I do
Han
like,
Solo's son killed him.
But I do like Brandel. But I'm not old enough to be his dad.
He's got enough tattoos to be more Darth Maul.
The problem with Brandel is
I'll bet he can do some.
he only eats food out of
packages.
He only eats food out of fucking gas stations.
We have a gas station next door.
Yeah, and they run a tab.
Mm-hmm.
We have a gas
Great.
station.
I pay you once a week.
Don't tell Brandel that.
Oh.
Podcast episode 1011. 4:36, Friday, June 28th. How was your day? What happened today?
Good. We destroyed arms.
The harder you work, the easier it gets.
We picked them all up and then put them all down. It was good.
Twice.
Yeah, the second workout I got to the point where I was literally like, my arm wouldn't move. Like I was like, come on, come on.
He picked up the weights I was doing. I'm like, you can't do this.
And so I grabbed the lighter weights, and then the next time he's like, grab the weights I was grabbing, and then sit down and do it.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was when we were going.
That was
Yeah,
not
you can't do this weight, and then you'd be like, you're a fucking pussy. Do the weight I was doing. I tried to like.
It was always leg day too. John would always be like,
that I know you're lying. Now I know you're lying.
It was always leg day.
We've done one leg day since I've been here.
We'd be on the machine.
I do like this.
We'd be on the machine, and my knee would be going, and he'd be like,
A couple days ago,
pussy.
we were doing leg extensions, and I think it was still early in the morning. All the creaks hadn't came out yet, so I kind of got into the machine, and I set the bar, and I go to pick up everything, and just go, and I was like, we're just gonna pretend we didn't hear both knees. And
They were over. I'm like, go over there. I'm finishing up here. Go over there and do leg extensions. So I go over there, and they've already done a couple sets, and I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but I put the real weight on. And Cody's like,
yeah,
he put all of the weight on it.
I was like, do it then. I've been trying to keep up with you weight wise.
No, you don't need to keep up with me weight wise. You're doing really well. You
just need to keep doing it. That's
you're
it.
doing really well. Really well.
Yeah, no, today was
Especially for a dude who's only worked out 17 times his entire life.
yeah.
But all of it's getting like.
I got veins today. I had veins today.
I'm not talking about just working out. All of it, everything.
Oh yeah.
It's all hard. It's all harder, but
you
it
get used to
gets
it.
fucking easier. Like
Yeah.
it just pays off at the end of the day.
Yeah, I got a little warm today.
Fucking, I'm sunburned.
I'm sure my
Yeah,
face
back
is
of your neck
cherry.
is fucked.
Yeah.
I'm sunburned, and I finally put a hat on. Man, the boys, Cody, what's that other dude's name?
Lewis.
Cody and Lewis
Huge shout out to Lewis.
were out there in fucking straight up and down sunlight.
Yeah.
Like there was not a spot.
Yeah, they stopped working as soon as the sun passed the building.
We they cut the tops off the IBC totes, cut the cages, cut the tops off, washed them out. We're ready to start plumbing and elevate them, and our aquaponics we should start growing in another week here probably.
He was when we were digging the pipe up there. He was on his hands and knees like scooping out with his hand.
Yeah, he's not scared to get them Carhartt pants dirty.
No.
And
I was just kind of like, I really wasn't like, I was like, you want to grab a shovel? Like, you here to grab a shovel or something? Like, I was just fucking with the dude. And he was like, yeah, well, come on, where do you want me to do it? Like, oh, right there.
It's good shit.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Product-wise, I don't know what the fuck got done today. It looks like there's a bunch out there.
Yeah, we got a
40 knife pouches and 6 duffels. No, there's a bunch of other. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff.
There's a lot more stuff.
I didn't ship that much, but I don't think you pulled that many orders.
I mean, I pulled what we got, so.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Are you? We start?
Are you ready? Where should we start? We'll start with this one.
God, is it? Oh.
I don't know how long this podcast is going, but I wanted to thank you guys for the hours upon hours of entertainment and information about tons of topics and motivation for everyday life. John, especially your story about getting out of prison and with nothing and starting over again is incredible, and I remember it often. Always reminding us almost every episode, if we're not sure what to do, just do something. That has really stuck with me and keeps me going all day, every day. Here's 10 memorable moments that come to mind this morning while I write this Skully Sniper School story about the hot steamer trail. the guy's story about the freezer screwed shut when he picked up the old lady. The story about when Skully came to see you and you woke up and you were out of your dead sleep. That's going to be Lance. With some story about a dead hooker and you were like, if she's dead, she's dead. Let me put a jacket on. The story about the girl fired and she just showed up the next day working her ass off like nothing happened. I wish that bitch was not fucking locked up. And I've got another one that did fucking just walked out yesterday, and I'm like, your ass should have, number one, you shouldn't have walked out. Number two, you should have fucking been here working. I'll be here Monday. She just wanted a 3-day weekend is what it was.
Yep. Also,
the story about the girl might be the same one that texted you about needing a job again, but the last text you had from her said, fuck you, don't ever talk to me again. We were talking about, that's Possum.
That's Possum.
We were talking about Possum last night. That's a different girl. From a few months ago. Obviously, the soda moon pie noodle story was classic. The first time you ranted about idiots in the gym because I brought up Uncle Rico ranting about contractors in the local area that don't even want your money. Scully's boot story when he said, who the fuck, to Sergeant Major Booker when he was in DI, with a DI and recruits were jumping out of windows and tumbleweeds rolling by. And of course, the LA riot story because it's a classic now. Oh, yeah. And the Staff Sergeant Terry story about messing him on the phone. Thank you, guys.
Oh, shit. Those are all good
ones. If you don't know, I do a 1-minute Instagram video that also goes to Facebook, and then we've been doing some short little videos on the drive back from the gym also that I've been loading up. John, what kind of pouch came with the Memorial Day sale? I love the size. This one became a motorcycle med pouch, and I could find dozens of other things to use it for. I don't know what the Memorial Day pouch was.
It's the
Zipper pouch, right?
yeah, it's the flat zipper pouch with the handle on the top of it.
Got it. We've been using that same pouch.
Yeah, we've been using it for same pouch. Should have had a flag inside of it.
Try for 100% every day. Thanks to Skully Pierre and the SO crew. Thanks for the awesome podcast and videos, Brian. Right on, man. Ed Hubble, yes, I've been looking at stocking up on Costco toilet paper. Never even considered the commercial rolls. Thanks, John. P.S. Pierre needs squats in his life. Pierre does need squats. We'll get him there.
Squatted this week.
Kind of. Yeah, we have a couple squat machines. He's talking about free squats. I need to just get a Rogue Monster rack. Yeah, you can just look up commercial toilet paper rolls. Look up 8-inch toilet paper roll, 9-inch toilet paper roll. We had a local place. It's a restaurant supply place. We've been buying it from for, years and years and years. And I went to order a couple weeks ago, and their phone shut off. They seem to be out of business. So I ordered off Amazon, and it's actually cheaper with free shipping to buy it from Amazon from what we were paying. That's that box they just sent in.
Why are you looking at me? Pretty soon that toilet paper is going to come here and be dropped off by a drone out of a giant blimp.
Not your toilet paper.
Not my toilet paper, no.
He doesn't have to shit in his house is from fucking Amazon.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He doesn't use Amazon.
He doesn't, but his woman does.
No, she's Wayfair.
Owned by Amazon.
I got you. He got a box today here.
I know.
And it was like, and I was like, that's an Amazon box. He goes, I bought it from eBay. I go, okay. I go, that's got Amazon tape on it. He goes, no. So I walked over and I was like, Amazon Fulfillment Center. He goes, I bought this off eBay.
I did buy it off eBay.
He thinks eBay is Amazon.
Oh.
No, I don't. I am not on. Amazon is not giving me a free line of credit.
It's okay, old man.
Amazon will give you a free line of
Yeah,
credit.
they haven't converted me off of eBay.
You know his reason for not using Amazon?
No.
He doesn't want to have to retype his information.
It's already there.
It's just,
I promise you, it's already there.
It's not
you
there.
just need to log into the app.
I have two eBay accounts, right? I can't fucking ever log in. So, for some reason, there's one link to my super old email address that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. So I try to change the information over, and it just won't ever take. I like reset password, contact info.
So anytime they ask me for, anytime I have to give an email address, I have had the same email address for 15 years.
Yeah.
I have not been able to get into that account for 6 years, but I still use that email address with everything I do, and it always goes through.
Yeah.
So I have a Gmail account that has probably 1 million things in there that have never been opened.
So and then my normal email address, it says I already have an account with that one, and I can't
You don't know the long end,
Yes, I've been looking at stocking up Costco. I really enjoy how everybody looked at money. Like, yes, you need it, but not enough to worry about it. John, you spoke about Teamsters. What are your thoughts on unions in general? I work at one and can see that workers have protection, but it seems that everyone is less motivated once you have their time in. I honestly believe I would have a better contract personally without the union. I would shut this business down if the time came where they thought they were going to unionize it. I would fucking close this bitch down, and John Willis would just do something else.
There were two stories real quick. One story, there was a dealership, that monster dealership, very successful dealership. Mm-hmm. The shop wanted to unionize, so they did all the secret planning and figured it all out, and then was like, we're going to call a meeting with the owner, and he sat down, and he's like, boom, we want a union. And they're like, cool, give me a couple days to figure this out and get back to you. So you guys can go home in the meantime. So they go home, and they come back, and he goes, so I made a decision. Here's the decision. I sell enough cars and make enough money on the front of the house that I'm gonna shut down the entire service department, which is preposterous for a dealership, right? Like, it's insane. And he's like, so here's your choices. You want a union? I shut down the service department. You all can go find different jobs. You don't want a union? We can sit down and figure out what got us here, and you can have your job. So
a big baller would have been if they all came in and then there's people already working in the bay. That's a real baller. So
my dad's been in the UAW since 1996. My sister was born 92, 96, whatever. A long time he's been in the UAW.
A real baller would cut the head off that fucking snake.
That's what I'm saying. If you
no,
hey, give me a week.
I mean, whoever the organizer was.
Give me a week, and
then
that week
burning down.
That week comes.
So my dad's been in the UAW for a very long time, and my dad's like, anytime there's like, you want overtime, like they're first to him. He worked second shift, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for like 7 years, I think. Like he puts his work in. There's been a few times where the corporation has tried to fuck with him, right? And if it wasn't for the union, like he would have got fucked. You know what I mean? Like one time, it's what fucked his back up. He was so they have all these safety laws because OSHA, and it's a big thing. So they were like, you got to move your toolbox because we're moving departments around. So he's like, you got to get your toolbox and move it over. My dad's toolbox is bigger than mine because like he laughed when I was like, I need to buy a 3/8 Impact. You know what I mean? Like, and he
What's
was like,
he do?
He's a machine repairman for Chrysler's biggest stamping plant.
Gotcha.
Like machines where he climbs into bigger, like the machine's bigger than this building. You climb into it.
Stacking plant, you said?
Stamping.
Got it.
So
Okay.
all
I get it. I know what it is.
Yeah. So 3-story machines, multi-million dollar machines, hydraulics. Like he's. I got some cool stories I can tell about him. So he goes to his boss and he goes, OSHA just came through. They got all the carts or whatever in repair. He goes, I need a forklift or high-low or whatever to move my toolbox. He goes, can you just sign one off for me? And he goes, fuck you, push it. Okay? Across the fucking plant, right? Gets there and like fucking hits the deck, right? Like what the fuck? And so they take him to medical and blah 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 blah. But like, well, I didn't tell you to do it. And his partner was like, actually, you did. And 2-3 other people, and they kept trying it, and then got the union involved, and you know what I mean, like. But on the flip side of that same coin, I was in college. This old guy comes walking up and was like, hey, can I sit down with you guys? I was like, yeah, whatever, sit down. I mean, I'm 18, 19. What are you going to school for? The man had to have been in his 60s, if not older. He's like, well, you know, I'm going to school for this, but it's like my 4th major. And I was like, why? What's going on? He's like, well, you know, I'm part of the, I don't know if he was UAW, but he was in a union, you know, and like they pay for schooling. So as long as I stay in school, so he gets up to 5 credits before graduation and swips his man, and they pay him. And so are there people that have abused it? Yes, 100%. Are the majority of people that have abused it? Yeah, but there's some people that their asses have, you know what I mean? Like, I see both sides of the coin. I can see how it could be horrible for a business, right? Because the majority of people, well, maybe not, a big percentage of people nowadays aren't motivated to work, don't, you know what I mean? Like, if you get people that are motivated to work and want to do a good job and they want that protection, it could work. But
I think there's a difference when you have a privately owned business or a family owned business
versus a big corporation.
Versus a big corporation that has shareholders and that nobody actually owns the business.
Yeah. So I can see it be good. I can see it be bad. I know that it's been abused, but like UAW used to send me his son $1,500 a semester just to go to college.
Does
all
Walmart,
that stuff?
Does Walmart union?
They can't because none of their employees really work full time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then the white collar is white collar. Like even the white collar in my dad's place, they're different.
Yeah.
Skully and or Pierre, what do you use to organize and store your mags? Are they hanging on the doors of your safes? Do you have them on a shelf? Do you have them in large tool bags like someone I know? I would answer for Jeff, all of the above.
Yeah, all of the above.
Yes.
Super kit bags.
Yes, it becomes too heavy. All of the above. I don't walk by, like, I can't. First off, I don't go to a gun store or a gun shop or a surplus store to hang out and chit chat. Even though I can do that,
Let's go do work.
I go to buy. So I don't ever walk
Power
by.
shopping.
Yeah, I don't ever
like
walk
speed
by.
walkers in the mall and shit.
I don't walk by a stack of if you said.
All right, let's look at this.
We were
layout.
2 hours late getting to Blade Show because we went to the Barrett Outpost.
Okay, from the door of the shop to the outskirts of Murfreesboro on the way out of Murfreesboro took us 4 hours.
We had to eat a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't pass
I would lose
magazines
weight,
and I
I
don't
mean.
buy them, so they're everywhere. I got magazines for everything.
How old were you when you purchased your first firearm?
18 years old.
Okay. How long?
AK-47.
How long after that did you start purchasing?
2 days.
Every time I had money.
Okay. So your 18th birthday.
I bought an AK-47.
I'm at the level of where you were, maybe 18 and 3 months old.
Yeah.
So I have most of my mags in a gym bag.
No.
If you have Velcro doors, if your door has Velcro panel on it, you can use our tool bag organizers. You can use our mag cards, pistol and rifle. Our Velcro mesh pockets work great for that. You can totally lay your door out with stuff that we have to organize your mags. If you don't, then go get some Velcro and cut that bullshit off your door and put Velcro on it and do what I just told you to do.
Number the mags. Put your name on the mag.
If you
load them.
So when you drop them,
if you buy enough, you don't need to number them. Don't even worry about it.
If you buy enough.
Yeah, if you buy enough.
If you don't train, you don't have to number any of them.
If you buy enough,
use them,
you don't have to number them. Don't worry about it.
What, once it starts fucking up, you just throw it away?
No, I'm just saying that.
Why don't?
Just,
Okay, so
you
why?
just never.
Every time I have a car that has something wrong with it,
You
I
just
just
buy
get
another
another
car.
one.
Do you know that the magazine that goes in the M16 was disposable, right? It's not supposed to be reused.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, it was disposable.
original metal.
The original 20
GI.
round GI magazine was disposable. It wasn't supposed to be reused. It was a one-time thing. Use it, dump it.
So now,
So if you just buy enough,
yeah. Once
You
it
don't-
fucks up, you just toss it to the
You know, you can
wayside.
buy a case of
it's
1,000.
it's very rare.
You can.
Yeah, you can buy 1,000
You
peanuts.
can
It's not
buy
it's
more.
not as common as you think to have a especially for AR-15 have a magazine that doesn't work.
I wouldn't have.
If I was
shoot-
buying,
I
I'd
don't
want a
shoot
train
enough.
car full.
I don't shoot enough. 9mm, I've gone through mag.
That was God right there.
Yeah, it was.
He's like,
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was expensive.
not really.
I mean,
motherfucker,
what?
you just sent me a link to a $40,000 truck last night that you don't need. And you're like, ammo's expensive. Ammo's expensive.
So I should buy ammo, not a truck.
No, you should buy a couple $100 in ammo and not a truck.
Okay. Well, we'll just find a container to bet Jeff on, and I'll get 5.56 next month.
No, you won't. That won't ever happen again.
What?
Because
You know what Yeager said when I told
he
him the
already went
story?
home and planned it all out.
He goes, Jeff's first problem is he took a bet with an Arab.
No, my first problem was because I should have just went what you said.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that I thought 1,000 rounds would go in there. I just knew what you said was completely not even close. When you said
know you're not an Arab,
200 to
right?
300
I know.
rounds in there, I'm like,
know.
no, I could put 1,000 in there.
Yeager's probably the only one that calls me an Arab. And he
Where
does
is-
it on purpose
Where
to
is
fuck-
Arabia? Arabs
there's
are from
Lebanon,
Arabia, right?
and then there's Arabia.
Is that true?
Yeah. And the second whitest people in the Middle East, and you'll back me up on this, is the Jordanians.
Yes.
Yeah. We got
Jordanians.
the whitest are us, and then the Jordanians.
This is true.
It's,
Okay.
This is very true.
They have a king that still jumps out of airplanes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
Russell
motherfucker. My
Tigers
mom's
is
bet they don't come. That motherfucker's hard. Like,
I want
he
to
just-
see. I want to see a picture of him arm wrestling Putin
So, that'd be a good bet. Who do you
would
think?
actually be good?
Hold on.
or bear wrestling.
Without like mano a mano, not without their accoutrement. Because Putin would win. Putin's got a boat with lasers and shit. I don't think the king does have that.
Oh yes, he does.
I think Putin's arguably the richest man on the face of this planet.
We built their kill houses.
Oh,
I know.
Jordanian has the most advanced. They have the most technologically advanced urban warfare training center in the entire world.
You guys go train there all the time.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like a full-on
it's
city.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
When you probably know this already, you guys probably talked about it, but when ISIS pulled those pilots out and like burned them, he was like jocked up, and he's like, I'm fucking laying hate down. Like, he was in the fucking helicopters, he was fucking manning the guns, he was flying shit. He was like, let's go, motherfuckers. And then I saw a video, I can't remember who sent it to me, like him and his son fucking like bounding between cars and hitting fucking doors and shit like that, like tossing fucking. That's a hard motherfucker.
Yeah.
Super cool guy. Very.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Very
to see
progressive for the Middle East.
Him and Putin arm wrestling. That would be awesome.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or Roman
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Greco-Roman
wrestle, you Todd. All right, let's cut this for a minute, and you can go get your shit. I want to be out there when the ladies all get off Friday.
All right,
say bye to Jeff.
We'll see you later.
Say bye to Jeff.
I'm not going anywhere. I think it's working.
Back in my hole.
Yeah. We're back.
Hi.
Jeff took off. It's 5 o'clock. We wanted to be out there when all the ladies took off for the weekend, and Jeff's going to pick up silencers. Yes, plural. Most people just buy a silencer and are happy about it, but Jeff bought silencers, and they're like, we have a sale if you buy
Gina's
2.
help.
And then Gina's like, well, what if we buy a dozen?
Yeah.
We'll make it a baker's dozen. So Jeff's on the way to pick up silencers. So we will continue. You going home tonight? What are you doing?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Skelly and or Pierre, what do you use to? We did that one. Wow. In need to know. I need to know. Wow. In need to know more about the programs that give away buildings for free. I want to start an indoor FPV drone raceway with Neo. Oh, that'd be fucking cool. That'd be cool. It's usually impoverished towns that are doing that, and you have to come in with some revenue and really employ people for that to happen. But you can get some low cost stuff.
So free has a few meanings when it comes to business, when it comes to buildings, when it comes to money. Free can free can be like no interest or very low interest. That's free money because they're just writing on a ledger and giving it to you, and then that ledger is getting transferred to another ledger, and then your hard work is creating the money. Free could be like, we're gonna give you the building's worth $700,000. We're gonna let this be a tax-free transaction. So it only costs you the $700,000, or what? There's a million ways to do it. So don't take it. And the people that know business and the people that know this stuff, like they know what we say when the money's free. Don't think you're gonna walk in somewhere and the county's gonna be like, "Oh shit, here you go, Mr. John. You now own the deed to this building." Like free.
My buddy, I want to say he's in Indiana, just bought a bank building, and then bought the building attached to the same wall next to it. And it's like a 4-story old time, like old town, downtown bank building.
Yeah.
Fucking super cool. And I want to say he bought, it has the vault and everything in it. I want to say he bought that for $60,000.
Probably.
It's 8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And then the one next to it is, I think each floor is 6,000 feet times 4 floors. It has apartments up top and shit.
Yeah.
It's just been sitting vacant.
Yeah.
And I think he bought that, and it connects to his building. So they're there. The indoor raceway is cool.
But the best thing to do is you got to come in with an idea that is unconventional when it comes to stuff like that, because the conventional ideas, that building would have been long gone by then.
Do you think American ninjas maybe messed with a few things at Chernobyl a few days or weeks before it went critical? I haven't watched the Chernobyl story, man. I don't know. Glad all you talk about credit. Glad all of you talked about credit since my divorce and forced bankruptcy. I've never had credit. I lived the dumb way till John and SOE videos. I'm slowly trying to build it. No credit is worse than bad credit. Thanks, SOE and crew, for awesome podcast. So, Brian, you just need to go and get a Credit Karma account to start with. I did that years ago. It's free. It truly is free. Get your Credit Karma account and just start monitoring your shit. And Credit Karma will recommend, like, you have a high percentage chance of getting this credit card, average on this. And then they'll show you, like, what the percentage points back are, what the benefits are, is there an annual fee, shit like that. You will find that even with bad credit, you will be able to get a credit card. It'll have a small annual fee to it. Use the card. Run it up, pay it down. Run it up, pay it down. Run it up, pay it down. Have movement on it. Don't ever pay it all the way off. Once that happens, in a couple months, you're going to get a notification from Credit Karma. Hey, your score went up. You are now eligible for the... Get you a few... If you truly are going to build credit, don't go and buy shit. Don't go buy electronics and shit on it. Buy shit that you have to buy anyways, right? Buy your groceries with that thing. Buy your fuel with that thing. Any eating out you do, buy it with that thing. I buy most of our materials that come in the building. I buy them on the credit cards because I get 2% cash back on the credit cards. There are cards out there that have 4%. My credit score just went up to 780. I had a 600. I had 600-ish like 3 years ago. I just went up to 780, and I'm fucking pre-approved for half the shit that American Express has now at this point.
Yeah, I get emails all the time.
So if you use it, it will build. It takes a little bit of time, but I mean, how long did you go without it? So I mean, just build it up, man.
Some credit cards, depending on your credit, if you still don't have any, what you can do is if you go to like credit unions are really good about this. Find you a local credit union. You can go in and you can do a secured card, which a secured card is really probably what you should start with if you're bad with credit, or you have been bad with credit. So you go and you give them like $1,000, and then they give you a card with $1,000 limit on it. And you spend it however the hell you want, and then every time you pay it, it frees up your amount that you have till you come up on a year. After a year, they say, oh, for 12 months you've made all your payments, you haven't screwed us. They send you the $1,000 minus the $50 fee or whatever. They send you the money back, and now you have $1,000 unsecured credit. So the only thing I would add to what you were saying is be careful. Like, don't go grocery shopping. That was close. And buy like filet and then think you're gonna pay it off. Like your first thing is like your electrical bill, your gas bill, like the stuff that like you have to pay anyways. So when you go to pay it, put it on the card and then set a due date for a few days, and then go back there a few days after it posts to the card and then pay it off. Do that for a little bit and then build up to buying stuff. So I have a few cards. When we were fixing the cars, I was like, I would just call him and be like, it's an X amount of thousand or whatever, and he'd be like, okay, do it. And I would just he's like, how do you want to pay? I was like, we'll square up later. So I would go, I would just put it on my card, and the 3.5-4 months it took to fix all the cars,
$8,000.
Yeah, they like I was like, Jess, watch this. In the next few months they're gonna bump my limit, and they would just like, here's another $1,000, here's another $1,000, here's another $1,000. And my credit card, the other one I never used it, and it's paid off. I'm about to call them and be like, hey, either like give me a bigger limit just so it shows I have more credit, or switch this card out to a different card that does some kind of
something points.
Yeah, some points or something, miles or.
You mentioned not having a garden now. We're about to do some gardening. Right now, like, I know this sounds fucking crazy. Right now is when you need to start getting ready for fall gardening. If you're going to do any fall stuff, you need to start thinking about what you're going to do, sprouting it off, getting it in the ground, anything you're going to do fall-wise. You can still do greens, you can do broccoli. There's a lot of stuff you can do fall gardening, right? Your tuber crops, anything like that. But we're putting in aquaponic stuff, hydroponic stuff right now.
Super excited.
We just filmed a bunch of that today. We've cut all the cages, cut all the tops off of the IBC totes, cut the cages off the IBC totes, washed them out. They are now ready to be plumbed, and then we will fill them, and we're using floating floating rafts. So you'll see some videos on that soon. I did grow raised bed gardens. I had 3 by 8 foot beds. I think we had 6 of them. They did great the first year, but I didn't like sprout stuff. Well, I mean, I planted carrot seeds in the ground and shit. Square Foot Gardening, Mel Bartholomew, his book, it's still applicable today. It works perfectly. I bought most of our soil. I brought in some catfish pond soil, and stuff grew in it, but there was a lot of weeds. If you start with, it costs more to use, good soil, but you're not gonna have the weeds in it. So did great the first year, did okay the second year, the third year not so much, because I wasn't replacing nutrients. I didn't understand. I mean, you can always miracle grow it, but that's not really fixing the problems. It just feeds the plants a little bit. But we grew a ton of stuff. If you I was posting in AR-15 survival forums a lot. There was tons and tons of photos, thousands of posts of prepping and just, doing homesteading shit. I don't know if that stuff's there. It was under the survival group in outdoors. Past that, I don't think I really have any photos of any of that stuff. Did you ever have a garden in Tennessee? Did it turn out well? What worked, what did not? John Skully, Pierre. Great explanation of hustle, drive, and desire. Also, John, all your business advice and motivational videos are helping me stay on track, getting better in life. Scully, can we ever see a video of the Mad Max Mobile, even if it's just an intro to a lunch video or transfer spot in it? Thanks, SOE and crew, for the awesome podcast and videos. Also, whoever strapped Gabby's boots on, thank you. Also, whoever strapped Gabby's boots on, thank you. I don't know what that means. I buy a 5-gallon jug. I buy a 5-gallon jug of that good weed and brush killer from a local co-op. Mix it with water and spray the fields on a good hot day. Then go back in a couple of days and brush hog it. That shit will stay down for half the year. Yeah, Rob, I've been using the red maroon color bottle. I try to spray like middle of the day when it's super hot, just thinking that any moisture that hits the plants are just going to absorb it more. And I want it to be on, I think they say 8 hours before, any water or rain. Like right now, it's about to let go. It's thundering, not raining, so I can't spray right now. So if it rains tonight and tomorrow it's sunny, I'll spray tomorrow. If we don't have rain coming, I'll spray everything again tomorrow. Great podcast, entertaining and informative. Love the gear. EDC laptop bag and tool bag. John, the advice on the large tool bag for a range bag was right on and worked great. Pierre, the info on training was very helpful. That was my first trip to SOE and TAC Response, and I have to say, as busy as that place was, everybody moving, they took time to help me out. Thanks. That's how it always is, man. That's just what we do. Thanks, guys. Question: my 7-year-old granddaughter wants a bearded dragon for a pet. She has the desire and messes with lizards, turtles, and frogs all the time. I know you have snakes and thought you had talked of lizards. Any help or suggestion greatly appreciated. Thank you for all your insight to the world. Keep up the podcast. Bearded dragons. I've got a bunch of bearded dragons right now. We feed them crickets. We also feed them kale, chopped red cabbage. They love dandelions. You can buy frozen shit at a lot of places that's just like a little ice cube of greens. You can take blueberries and strawberries and freeze them, feed them that. You don't have to freeze them. That's just an easy way to do it. So they got it. They're carnivores. You got to give them bugs. You can order tomato hornworms for them. Sometimes you can feed them pinky mice. Not a lot of that. They're great pets. They're like the puppy dogs of the lizard world. You can handle them, short of really manhandling them. Don't break a leg or anything like that. Don't put them on the bed and be jumping on the bed with them and they're flying through the air. You see videos of that. There's chances of damaging a lizard. You can get a pet store lizard from PetSmart or Petco. I would typically probably stay away from those though. Go on Craigslist. Go to community. You won't find it anywhere else. Go to community, and in community there's a pet section. Put in lizard, search lizard, dragon, bearded dragon. You can search in for sale also. Sometimes it'll pop up there. Just find somebody local to you that's breeding them, or get on like Repticon's website and just see when you're going to have a reptile show near you. You can go there and buy some great bearded dragons. Now, bearded dragons, you can buy a $50 bearded dragon. You can buy a $5,000 bearded dragon. Different paint job, different genetics. reputable breeder. German bearded dragons get big, like squirrel size big. You get what you pay for. I mean, we really don't know if your kid's going to really be into this, so maybe just get a pet shop lizard and see how she takes care of it. They're going to sell you a bunch of bullshit that you soak in water, and you need this for the lizard, and you need that for the lizard, and it's convenient. Crickets, I have 10,000 crickets shipped here every other week, and that cost me $200 maybe. You don't need that. To have crickets shipped to you, you're going to pay more in shipping than the crickets. So get with a pet shop and just get some crickets, and keep a bin. Like we use these totes, these bins, and I hot knifed a hole and hot glued in some mesh. And then the crickets come in egg crates, so just have a few egg crates with a cardboard divider between them, and they'll get up there and live. And then you just feed them potato. As long as you feed and water the crickets will live for weeks, if not months. Take care of the crickets like they're a pet, and they won't really stink or anything too bad. And then you just have a little funnel, and I scoop the crickets into I actually take a couple egg crates when I do it and bang them into an empty bin, and now I have 1,000 crickets running around. And I kind of tilt it at an angle and use my funnel. It's a cricket funnel. You can buy them off Amazon. And I just sprinkle them into the cages. I actually put a whole tube into each of the cages I have. But I've also got probably 20, if not 30 leopard geckos. And I give them like 3-4 crickets at a time. So I use a smaller funnel for that. There's so much out there on the internet and YouTube, though. Just start Googling that and start reading and start watching some YouTube videos on it, and you will really get all the information. If you need any advice or anything like that, just hit me up directly. Just send me an email. Skully, what's the difference between a weapons platform system? John, you were talking about the amount of gum on the ground in the gas lamp district in San Diego. I agree, it was bad. In Seattle, they have a gum alley with hundreds of thousands of pieces of gum on it. It is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. They cleaned the walls off a few years ago, and it's right back where it was. Is it possible to get an EDC belt, gray base, orange secondary color? Yes, order just a gray EDC belt. We have so many part numbers on the belts that we couldn't go into the EDC belt section where you have gray or coyote. We couldn't add the third color in the drop-down menu, so you have to actually go to another page where we have gray EDC belts, and then just order gray multicam and put in notes that you want orange, and we'll be happy to build it in orange as a secondary color. And put that in notes. Make sure you put that in notes. When you put it in notes, also hit apply, or whatever the little button there is. I'll be ordering a few more slings when I get done with these 2 builds I'm working on. Thanks, and have a good one. We've got slings all the time. We just built a shitload of slings this week.
I've been seeing a lot of people, and people have been doing this for years, but like I started seeing it. You order a sling, buy a TQ pouch, and sew it on. Everybody that does it, like nobody ever does it and was like, nah, I'm gonna put this somewhere else. Everybody that doesn't have it gets handed a rifle with it, and is like, this is fucking awesome. Like, if you're serious about it, somewhat serious, just go ahead, buy the TQ pouch, put in the notes you want us to sew it on, we'll do it for you.
Joy and joy of joy. When you talk about setting people on and you have to watch them, tell me again what good employers you are, that you understand clearly people, and importantly understand people need to be trained, shown what to do and how to do it. Great stuff. And the talk of fat exhaust. One of the best cars I had was a Mark II VW Golf GTI G60. I bought it and then had an aftermarket exhaust fitted. Man alive, I went to pick the car up. I started it and just sat there laughing. Was so good. Was laughing for a good few minutes, thinking, what have I fucking done? 6 years and 80,000 miles later, I had some of the best times of my life with that car, as well as giving many of my friends a good laugh as well. Right on, man.
The hardest thing in the world to buy now, especially nowadays, is exhaust.
Why?
Because like YouTube has turned into the big commercial industry. Like literally commercial industry. So like you go on there and it's like, I installed this exhaust on my car and it's great. And then you start digging and you find out that exhaust company gave this guy 2 sets of exhaust and paid him X amount of money you know what I mean? So you're not getting good feedback. And like exhaust, like really high end good exhaust bolts in and bolts out. So you can like bolt it up and be like, oh, I don't like this. I can try it and change it. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to sell it after the fact. But like most people just like go to the exhaust shop, cut it, weld it, and be like, well, now I'm stuck with this. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to
Yeah.
Get that feeling. But there's good names out there, Borla and other, there's big companies out there that you're going to get good exhaust and good pitch from them.
JBA.
Yeah.
They
JBA's not bad, but
for Mustang shit, man. They're the shit.
They're like, man, it's like Amazon brand stuff. Like, it's pretty good. It's not the best, and it's economical. Like, it's good value. You get good value with JBA.
I just know the name from 20 years ago.
Yeah. I put JBA headers on my fucking. These like the only
Doug
headers.
Thoroughly. I had Thoroughly headers on all my Chevy stuff.
Yeah.
Big huge flange on.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with Pierre. Jesus, just to listen to the chap, even a goddamn lousy atheist, I have to admit I have time for his outlook on life. I really thank you guys. I've had a high and low in my life, but for the last 6 years, been rough, kidney failure, then 3 cancer surgeries, then lost my leg, then I messaged you, you kicked me in the ass, and I had 1 more cancer surgery recently, but still here. Thanks everyone for the positive feedback. Steve, man, I'm glad to see you comment. And we're glad you're still here. Reach out, man, if you need something. You just got to keep going. You just fucking have to. You just got to keep fucking going, man. John, throwback pouch in Target red. John, throwback pouch in Target red. Call it the government cheese pouch. All right, guys.
Cheese comes in red, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I think it does.
Ours always came in a cardboard box.
Cardboard box.
Yeah. I was poor. We didn't know we were poor. We did not.
When you say we, like you and your
Mom.
sibling?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Mom. Yeah, Mom went down and did the food line thing and helped pass out food and shit to get a box of food. Yeah. Yep. Blue collar, fucking grandpa, grandma. Yep. All right, guys, it's Friday. We're gonna turn this off. This will upload Monday. I don't know. I hear the digital cutter's still going. We got dudes out here working still.
Go to the Amazon link.
Just comment on our videos, man. Watch our videos in the morning. There's a bunch of shorter videos. The podcast videos are not getting fucking views compared to the other videos. Like, I do these 10-minute videos we do on the drive home from the gym, and they've got twice the views. Like, if we're gonna keep doing this podcast thing, we're not making any money on it. Like, you guys have got to just comment and share it. Like, I have to see this motherfucker. I have to see when I post a link. I need to see that you guys are sharing that. Otherwise, we're not gonna keep doing the podcast. All right, guys.
I guess I gotta shut it off.
Maybe they just don't like it.
Bye, motherfuckers.